Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. We begin the hour by going out to the Progressive guest line. Longtime friend of the show and the network, professional sports bettor Aaron Renning joins the show. And boots on the ground here in Denver tonight, going to Game 5, Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Hey, ER, thanks for the time today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just outside Ball Arena right now and looking at it out of the hotel room. But, a little bit disappointed, guys. I made plans about a week ago. I was hoping to see Anthony Edwards. I've seen quite a few of the superstars in the NBA live. I had not seen Edwards yet. So a little disappointed, but still be a good game tonight.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to talk or mingle with any of the locals or listen to like any maybe sports radio there or just pick up on what they're saying? Like, what do the locals think of the series right now?
Yeah, I tell you what, they think it's over. not for the Nuggets. I mean, it's crazy. I was at lunch at the local Culver's talking to some guys, and they were talking more about the Rockies than the Nuggets. It was a little bit strange, but yeah, the vibes are not good. The sentiment's a little bit down, but and crazy. Down 3-1, they're still over. Just a small underdog to come back and win the series.
Right. So you're making good points. They don't play defense. Their two best players are really struggling, and Gobert has done an excellent job on Joker. They're going to cover 11.5 with also what the fan base thinks it's over. You got the weird story with Watson, who they desperately need. They think he can play, but he goes, I'm not 100% because he's in a contract year. And Cam Johnson's been a disaster as well. I'll tell you, they missed Porter. They missed Porter big time.
Absolutely. I mean, they missed a little bit of everything, it seems. Maybe Michael Malone. I don't know.
Very good.
I do think this is a very tough situation for Minnesota. I think, and I played this game under the total tonight. I think Minnesota team total under, worth a bet here as well. I mean, in reality, you still have to look, and Ant hasn't been great this series. But the loss of him and DiCenzo, the gravity that they take from their outside shooting, and you have to remember, the lane still always kind of clogs up with Rudy Gobert in there as well. Naz Reid kind of has that bad shoulder. He says he's going to have a hard time scoring. So you still have McDaniels to guard Murray, obviously, Gobert to guard Joker. I think when you look at this game, I think both teams maybe have a little bit of depth issues. It's a short turnaround. You got to come back here to altitude and play in Denver after that game Saturday night. And, let's face it. I mean, Minnesota used a ton of energy and emotion in those two games. I mean, they were great. The game before last, I mean, I thought that was one of the best performances we've seen all playoffs. But so I would say it's a little bit of a letdown situation. I think under's the best bet here.
Okay. Let's hit some other games that we have tonight and this week then. Paulie and I are on opposite sides of this Pistons Magic game tonight. What is your opinion of this one, ER?
Yeah, I got to come back here with a bet on the Pistons, a little bit of the zigzag theory. I've bet against Orlando quite a bit this year. Something seems off. Now, if they gotten it together, we'll see. I mean, it certainly helps that this team finally made outside shots in their last game, 15 to 33 from the three-point line, 33 free throw attempts as well. It's just hard to see that continue. And, here's the thing that we really was a question for me in Detroit coming into the playoffs, because, let's face it, the talent pretty equal in this series with the Pistons and the Magic. But, how does Detroit adjust here and do some things? They got to get Duren going.
Yep.
And obviously, Orlando can just load up on Cade. So they got to come up with something. I have faith that certainly Duren's going to play a much better game than he's played in the first three here. So I got to bet on the Pistons.
Ugly yesterday in Toronto. They shoot 32% and win the game. I just needed one good performance out of the Stars in Cleveland. It didn't happen as Mitchell was 6 of 24, but 2 easy wins at home. How about you're going to go Cleveland around the world on Wednesday in Game 5. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. I mean, let's face it. You look at the Eastern Conference. I mean, the door swinging just wide open.
It is.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers, the most expensive roster in the NBA. I mean, you have what seems to be a dogfight here with the Pistons and the Magic in round one. Round two, it's just, to me, it sets up for the Knicks and Boston in a big series. And, Cleveland has every chance to put that game away yesterday, up 8 late, up 5 late, and just a typical choke job for this Cavaliers. So, I guess I look at it here and come back. I expect them to play much better. Toronto's been so much better on their home court, but obviously that changes. I thought the Raptors coach is really good, and he kind of made that adjustment in Game 3. A little bit of that matchup, extended zone. Cleveland has really struggled with that. They have to adjust. And the last 2 games, the Cavaliers, 24 of 85 from three-point land, 28%. I thought they've had quite a few good looks. I mean, they are a better shooting team than that. I mean, Scotty Barnes has been the best player in the series. Time for Mitchell and Harden, these guys to step up and not choke this game away. But I think Cleveland comes out pretty strong here in Game 5. Extra day to prepare. So, yeah, around the world, first quarter, first half, and game bet on the Cavs.
Very good. All right, follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Aaron Renning, professional sports bettor. He's in Denver tonight. Game 5, Nuggets Wolves. He's got the under in that game. The Pistons, there you heard it with the Cavs. The Sixers Celtics game from an NBA fan standpoint, that was over with before it started yesterday. You get the Embiid news, you're all excited, and then it's like, that's a woodshed game by the Celtics. Is this where you want to bet against Boston? Now they're at home laying double digits in a possible closeout game here, Game 5 tomorrow night?
Yeah, for me, I will. I'll come back and bet Philadelphia. I mean, how many times have we seen, a situation like this where a guy like Embiid comes back, and it's always can be a slog with him when he comes back and tries to get involved with his team. And, guy, all-star or, MVP caliber player comes back, first game, a little bit of a throwaway. Let's face it, guys. I mean, Boston goes 24 or 53 from 3, 45%. Forget about whoever they're playing, and they're going to win. They're going to win that game. So I don't expect them to shoot that well again. And again, for me, Boston, I'm still a little bit on the fence with this team. Again, how they shoot from three-point land, a lot depends on how this team goes. I still think, we saw the good New York Knicks in their last game against Atlanta. I still think it's kind of 1-1A for me between those two in the East. But, Philadelphia has at least shown some fight here. They were able to win one game in Boston. So I think they keep this game relatively close. I'll take the 11.5 points with the Sixers.
Okay. So if we fast forward in the Western Conference and we eventually get the Thunder and the Spurs playing, any idea, top of your head? I know you're going to the game tonight, so might not have it in front of you, but top of your head, what you would make that series price? And would you put any stock into the Spurs, kind of dominating that team in the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Thunder have been tremendous and, not getting much of a fight here from Phoenix. Offhand, I mean, obviously the Thunder are going to be, they still have to be a decent favorite, as they've just shown here the last couple of years. It kind of depends a little bit. Williams, I would expect him to be back by that point in time. But, hey, you never know, and he could re-aggravate that injury or how have you. But for me, it's just very difficult for me to go against this Spurs team and Wemby. I mean, even when Wemby's been out, the Spurs have just shown a ton of fight. This is just a very together team. I mean, they're just not that much different than the Thunder. And then you have this oddity with Wemby in the middle and what he can do, really on both ends of the court. So I just love the fight of Castle, etc. So, I mean, Thunder have to be somewhat of a favorite here, but for me, I'm not going to bet against the Spurs. And like you said, Mitch, the Spurs have had their number here in the regular season. So,
yeah, you said at the beginning of this thing, you've seen most superstars play today in the NBA. You've been to Denver multiple times. I think you were at the clinching game a couple of years ago for the title, and you watched Joker play. I mean, this sounds like a dumb. Have you ever seen anything even close to Wemby, though?
Boy, I mean, not really, just with his size and what, the way he can handle the ball and what he can do from the outside. And I love, people always ask me, because I've seen Wemby play a couple times so far this year, and just you watch him play on defense and how teams react. Guards or forwards or whatever penetrate the lane, and they'll run the other way. And only Gobert really does that from a defensive perspective. So that's fun to watch. It's a little bit harder to pick up when you watch it on TV, but it's great to see live. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man.
Enjoy.
That was a great spot as always. Thanks so much for the time. Enjoy the game tonight, okay?
All right. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you. So he said the same thing, and I talked to Chad Andrus. He's coming up with Matt and Tim Murray later tonight following us. The negativity. They think it's over, and they think they've ruined, that the door is closed, and Joker's only going to win one ring, and everything's on the table. They lose this series, blow it up, change the coach.
Trade him?
No. Blow it up, keep Joker. Other big changes, change the coach, and who knows what, because they're also fed up that ownership didn't spend money and try to build around him as well, because the Porter thing was a salary dump with that trade. Johnson's been awful. Watson's probably gone. Who goes to the Lakers? I mean, but then again, they're laying 11, and they've done this twice before, Murray and Joker.
Same exact thing as the Milwaukee Bucks situation.
Yeah, there's similarities, no doubt.
I thought the Bucks screwed up his prime more than the Nuggets have screwed up Joker's prime, but they're pretty close. Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. More on the playoffs coming up. And don't look now, but the league is called upon the extender for tonight's game. You know what that typically means. We'll explain next here on the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We are going to find out who the NBA Rookie of the Year is tonight, probably within the next hour or so. I don't know. Maybe it gets leaked before we're done at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Right now at prediction markets, Cooper Flagg is about 82% to win. That translates to roughly minus 460 on the yes to take it down. Con Kneppel is right now currently available at plus 425. The no on him is actually minus 610 as we speak. So for those who don't know, there is it's super convenient. And the tip of my cap to the two people who put this together. All you have to do is put in NBA Awards Google Doc, and people track this. And it's the MVP. It's every award, and then it comes down to like all NBA teams as well. And they actually track it with the voter, the date that they said who they're voting for, and what outlet they went on to do so. And so as of right now, they have found 36 different voters who have openly, out of 100, openly said who they're voting for tonight. Currently updated number, 19 have voted for Cooper Flagg, 17 for Con Kneppel. And Cooper Flagg has one more point as we speak, 122 to 121. Is he going to win this award? Because I firmly believe that when that straw poll came out at 80%, that was going to be a rough estimate of how this was going to play out, and Kneppel was maybe going to run away with the award.
It's a blowout.
It was going to...
Got to minus 2,500.
That's right. The straw poll doesn't lie.
No, he's right on the money every time. Yes.
And then, because of what happened this year with the strange circumstances to Luka Doncic and Cade Cunningham, rather than, hey, ballots are due like 24 to 48 hours, again, roughly, after the season's over with, we're going to give you until the end of the week because we got to see if like their exception is going to be granted for them. And because of that, then the Hornets played two different playing games. Con Kneppel wasn't great, and now he might win because people changed their minds. You got to be bleeping kidding me on this.
Yeah.
That is all-time prisoner of the moment if they actually do that.
Yep. And it didn't help that Kahn struggled down the stretch. But then again, one guy had a great year, set a record, and went to the at least a play-in, almost the playoffs. And the other guy was on a lousy team, padding his stats. While he's going to be a great player, he also missed a lot of time, too.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Flag will win. I think they'll get it wrong if that happens. And it's ultimate prisoner of the moment and overreacting to the two great games he had down the stretch.
I got the screen up right in front of me. If anything changes between now and the end of the show, obviously I will update.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we see another OKC win and cover? It's up to 11.5 on the road. Tough loss and tough beat Saturday as you were getting 10.5, 10, and the Suns lost by 12. SGA was 15 of 18 from the floor and yelling at the fans, I don't need the free throws. Well, good for him. He was awesome. But I think the way to attack this, and I think this is big, and you saw it with the Rockets. Number one, it was a tough turnaround for LeBron, who played almost every minute overtime, and then you got to come back Sunday.
Sure.
He also had a great pregame pep talk from Sengun. But this is a big deal about I don't want to get swept at home. And I'm not saying they're going to win, but 11.5 I think is too much again. Good Suns team at home, but I think the way to play this is they have to play the math and take as much threes as possible. And that's Brooks and Green. They're both plus 450 in that range to have the most threes in the game. And Brooks did it in the last game at a much higher number. But they're both plus money to hit 3 threes. Just 3. It's got to be bombs away.
I would agree.
They have to take as many threes as possible, and they know they get a tough whistle and what's going on with Booker and Dort tripping them and that stuff as well. So I think to keep it close and be in this game, maybe you get an off game out of SGA and OKC messes around. Remember last year they were down 30 in Game 3 against Memphis before they came back and won, and then almost lost Game 4. So I think this can be close, but the way to do it, I think, is a lot of threes, and I would look at Brooks and Green with those props.
It's a great tweet. You can always get in touch with the show at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. This is from Colin. How about the series leading rebounder between the Thunder and the Suns? O'Neal is 60-1, Brooks is 20-1. Others in that same range on FanDuel, only like 2 to 3 behind Chet and Hartenstein. If there's a blowout tonight, they could get pulled early or deal with foul trouble. It's worth a sprinkle on some of those Suns players, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because if this you actually want that to happen, where it's a blowout, they get Chet and Hartenstein out of there. Maybe they keep their guys in and the series ends after tonight, and somehow they can sneak in and pull that off. I don't hate that idea whatsoever. Unfortunately, we don't have that here in Nevada, and no other book has that up. But for those of you, again, with books that are available, that's one way to look at it tonight.
Adjusted series prices. Cavs 420. Lakers 1,000. Lakers favored Wednesday. How about the report? If this was a regular season injury, Durant would be out 2 to 4 weeks. And then he's not on the bench for Game 3.
Sure.
A lot of people say this could be it. This is only season in Houston. And
well, I would almost, again, I would almost. Now, does he, let me ask you this, does he move the needle for you at all moving forward? Like if you're on Twitter and you got the phone handy and you see the news, breaking news, Durant has landed with a new team. Obviously, if it's not like Oklahoma City or somebody like that.
He can still score. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not betting it. I'm done.
Miami,
I'm out.
What do you think?
I'm never going to get burned on. I didn't this year with Houston, but I'm not. I just don't want him.
The Van Vliet injury certainly was big too.
Yeah.
But there was an epic collapse and no point guard. Detroit, $1.25. Knicks minus 220. Minnesota, $1.50, even though they're up 3-1. And Philly and Portland, a comeback 25-1.
Anything there?
Adjusted series
Feel
prices.
good to you?
The Knicks seem cheap, especially if they figured out how to attack Atlanta and how Towns was.
Yeah, but why do you have faith in that? I don't think that anybody should have faith in the Knicks and how they're going to attack them.
Well, they should be 3-1, and they should 3 blowouts. They imploded and choked in Game 2. The other thing is, can we get Bridges off the floor? Put McBride out there. That trade is horrible. What they did, all the picks they gave up for the guy, and they can't count on him.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the Lone Ranger here. I'm not going to be surprised if the Hawks this goes 7.
Yeah. I think this McCollum stuff has to stop. That's he was available for everyone. He was out there. Anyone could have had him a couple months ago, and the guys lighting him up and
sure.
But the last 2 minutes, he's been awesome, and Brunson has struggled. But I just think the Knicks seem cheap, and
Well, I like the angle
Yep.
that you said a little earlier, and that is, and I like the Pistons tonight, but how about to wet your whistle on the Magic at 35-1 to win
Yep.
the East?
Yep.
Because the path here that is now opened up, they're 2-1 up in the series.
Yep.
It's another home game for them tonight. And then you look beyond this series and who they're going to get in the next round if they do win. I mean, Cleveland should scare absolutely nobody at this point. And I can't believe that people bought in again going into this
Yep.
playoff session.
Harden doing it again.
Yeah. Or Toronto, potentially.
Yep. And again, it's not a typical 1-8 matchup. Orlando had a higher win total coming into the season, and as you said, as low as 6-1 to win the conference when they made the trade. So it's the biggest surprise against the biggest disappointment in the regular season, and everything people have said about Detroit is coming to fruition. Can't shoot from the outside, no threes, no one can help out Cade. Jenkins has struggled, and Duran's on a milk carton.
Yep.
And again, it's over. If Carter Jr. continues to outplay Duran like this, it's curtains. So a guy who averaged 22 and 9 and shot with 60% in the second half of the season is averaging 9 and 6 for the series. And it could be in his head too. So that's why I like Orlando to win tonight, and Orlando 35-1. How that bracket could open up. You're right. And then there's a key injury. Who knows what could happen? I mean, you saw what Indiana did last year. This Indiana much better than Orlando, but Indiana was 19-1 in the first round.
Yeah.
And they won the East last year.
That's right. Duncan Robinson has had 3 threes in every single game. I mean, again, who's the second best player for the Pistons so far in this series? Crickets.
You're right.
Like nobody's stepping up really. Tobias Harris, really? You can't.
They played one good quarter.
You
the
can't.
whole series.
Yeah, and you're going to go
Tobias
absolutely
Harris,
nowhere
you're
if
right,
Tobias Harris is your second best
Right.
player. So
Right.
I don't know if like the game plan is to have Duncan Robinson take a bunch more threes tonight. He's actually, so far in this series, he's taken 6, 7, and 8, and he's hit 3 in all those games, but maybe just betting on him to make 3 again tonight wouldn't be the worst wager of all time.
And the other one, too, is I got to get there with Joker. He's $1.10 to have a triple-double. 3 horrible games in a row. And he's not going to stop taking the threes, though. It's 2 at DraftKings. He might take 10 again.
Yeah.
And I don't think that will continue. I think at some point, water finds its level, and he's going to have like a game where he hits 4 of 10 or 4 of 12 from 3. And if he hits one early on, he also probably will attempt more as well. And I don't think Joker most threes in the game is crazy tonight either. What's supposed to be a lower scoring game, and who can he depend on?
What about
and count on with Minnesota without Dante out for the year?
What about if we get the blowout angle tonight, though? And it's a 27-point game in the early third quarter.
Yeah, 20. Wow. 20.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's not happening tonight for the Wolves.
I don't think they can do that, though. They blew a 19-point lead in game 2. I think Adelman's got to ride these guys until 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so you don't blow it.
All right, we'll hit tonight's Major League Baseball card coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I think we're probably going to have a pretty good race this year. American League Rookie of the Year between Murakami, McGonigal, and
Yes.
Parker Messick on the mound tonight for the Guardians, who was dealing again. He just got through the second inning. He struck out the first 4 guys tonight.
Yes, he did.
The ERA on the year is 1.67. The WHIP is 0.87 as of right now. I love watching the kid pitch.
Yep.
I like that Cleveland starts their games early so we can. This is the second time this year that we've had a day game on the air with him.
Hedges behind the dish, too. They have a great
never
record.
lost, right?
Yep. Lowest ERA since August 2025. Skeens, Yamamoto, Fried, Schlittler, Skubal, Parker, Messick.
Mm.
And they've won all his starts as well. So bottom of the second, no score.
Naturally, he's on
Yep.
the list that high.
Ozuna hitting .625 against Dustin May. They're ready to go soon in Pittsburgh. Ohtani, no surprise, is a small sample against Paddock. He's got good numbers against him. And Castellanos is hitting .500 against Boyd with some matchups there. How about your guy Cease? What do you think? Is that a good year? But big disappointment so far with the Blue Jays. And see if they can get right here and I don't know what to do with the Red Sox.
Well,
the emails have been fantastic. I wish I could read some of them, but they're angry at ownership. They're angry at how they fired Cora and the staff. They think the roster's junk. But it's just, like you said earlier, you should be going for it every single year. And that's not the case with the Red Sox. Yeah. And 11-17 on the season, Toronto 12-15. I like what Crochet said. We've been awful, and it feels like the coaching staff paid the cost of our own crime, what he said.
I don't disagree with that. The roster has been absolutely terrible so far. Nobody can hit for the most part. Then they, of course, scored 17 runs yesterday, and Cora is whacked. Cease so far in the year, I mean, look, it's a high K prop tonight, as it is every time he takes the mound, but he's averaging, he's striking out 40% of the dudes that he's facing so far on the year. And the K rate, I mean, it's 15.5 Ks per 9 so far, and very small sample size here, as is typically the case when you get a pitcher against any of these rosters that they're going to take on. But 59 plate appearances in his career, 32.2% K rate, batting average of 296. He's been reliable. I would also think that he's going to have to probably close 6 innings tonight to go over his K prop. So it's kind of a high price, by the way, on the Yankees. And actually, you know what? It came down, so maybe not as bad as it was earlier today. But
I'm okay with it.
Fried's going, and he has been fantastic. Yeah. None of his numbers are outliers. None of them lie. They are telling you basically how good he's been this year. The ERA has been 2.4. The expected ERA a little bit lower than that. The FIP is below 3. He's only allowing 0.22 home runs per 9. Is that odd? No. Okay, to the wall. Never mind. Nothing to see here. Guardians almost getting Messick little run support there. But he's also, Max Fried props, he's recorded 19-plus outs in 5 out of his 6 starts so far this year, and 21-plus in 3 of those 6 starts. He's been, super reliable. And I don't really, look, baseball's a funny game. I'll be a little surprised tonight if the Rangers, get to him a lot.
Yep. I think the Yankees will get to Leiter. So they'd won 8 in a row. You lost 1 game. No big deal. I think they bounce back and win. And they better win, too, because you got DeGrom and Eovaldi, the next 2 of this series, and a brutal stretch starts for Texas now. We'll find out what they're made of coming up. How about the Cubbies and Padres?
A horrible spot for the Padres.
Yes, it is.
If that means anything in baseball.
Cubbies, good comeback Friday, but the Dodgers got him in the last 2. I mentioned the great numbers against Boyd, what Castellanos has, but a good job by Miller to survive Mexico City as well. Yeah. Still, they got up a hit, so I'm a little worried about that, but that streak keeps going as well. But great record and a great story with the Padres, 18-9, and the Cubbies, who had that long winning streak before the Dodgers got them Saturday and Sunday.
Good write-up on this game and many others at vsin.com. Adam Burke, Greg Hoops Peterson, Zach Cohen with some player props for tonight as well. So the overall road trip for San Diego went like this. They played in Anaheim, then they went to Colorado for 3 straight, and then Mexico City. So that's 5 straight at elevation before they're back home tonight. They ranked 26th overall in WRC Plus against lefties, which is what they're facing tonight in Matthew Boyd. Not great there. Vasquez has been...
Don't have a home run against a lefty.
The Padres don't.
How about that?
Wow, okay. And Vasquez has been really good so far. The ERA is 1.88. The FIP, okay, a little bit higher at 2.53. The Cubs batting order, they're good against everybody for the most part. They are 5th in WRC Plus against righties on the season. And so far, Vasquez has faced the Tigers, the Red Sox, the Rockies, and the Mariners. Red Sox and Rockies, 2 bad offenses in that spot that he had against them. But this opened up the other way last night. The Cubs were, I saw, as high as $1.20 in the game. And now here at Circa, Padres taking money. They're at minus 113 overall to win the game. It also, doesn't mean anything when it all comes down, basically, if Vasquez goes out there and is great. And then you can go to the pen and, here comes Mason Miller in the 9th. Spot means absolutely nothing at that point.
Right. But you take out Rodriguez and Miller, and the rest of the pen is shaky when you look at the ERA. But I don't mind the Cubs here as well. And you should. I don't want to steal your thunder, but you should jump back on this Dodger bet. Yamamoto against Paddock. Come on. 0-4 with an ERA of almost 7. I rip this guy every year. All this hype, he's been awful. Dodgers 1.5, Dodgers 2.5. Ohtani has great numbers against the Marlins. He's also he's got a 9-game hitting streak against him as well, hitting .400. You got the Ohtani numbers against him. Muncie's taken him deep a couple times. Boy, it was 320 at some spots earlier today. But good luck to the Marlins, who get Yamamoto, Ohtani, and Glasnow.
Oh.
And the Dodgers have won 15 straight Glasnow appearances. So, no big deal. And Yamamoto just had a bad inning against the Giants. But a little concerned that the bats were in a funk, that Giants series, but they'll break out of it here at Paddock's batting practice.
Curious what Miami is to win the series.
Oh, big number.
Oh, right. It's got to be like 7, 8.
Junk going tomorrow. Yes.
Do they get Sandy? Sandy
he
might
pitches,
be on Wednesday?
Yeah, he pitches Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll bring this up one more time. Totally under the radar, but it keeps being a bright spot to the team. You talked about the rotation and how stacked it is, and when they get guys back, and like Justin Roblinski was going to be a Band-Aid, or supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's 4-0 with a 1.5 ERA.
Not fair.
It's like every game's the same thing now all of a sudden.
Yep.
Out of him. So, I mean, does that actually turn into a thing? The kid's 25 years old. Is he able to go out there and pitch 160 innings if they need that from him this year? Is that really going to be sustainable? Who knows? But that was it was a total throwaway. He'll plug the gap until we're a little bit better later on in the season. And now you have that. Ohtani might win the Cy Young. Who knows? Glasnow is awesome. They don't lose games when he takes the mound. And then you have Yamamoto as well.
Do the Flyers close it out? You asked me earlier. I'll say this. Stay out of the box. You'll win the game. Philadelphia's outscored Pittsburgh 9-2 in the series, 5-on-5.
Okay, not close.
Shilovs, again with the start for Pittsburgh. Won the AHL MVP a couple years ago. Got that start for Vancouver when they were down so many goalies and won. Pittsburgh $1.30 at home. I would say alt under 6.5 in both games tonight. I think Vegas is in a world of hurt.
Ooh.
Yep, they're in trouble. They should be down 3-0. And I just think stay out of the box and the Flyers will win the game.
I hope so. That's one of the dogs that I bet in the first round. Be nice to have that ticket cash tonight. And also, I'm of the belief, and look, I know that they're going back home for a game 6. You just got to finish off these teams, though, whenever you can. That's why I'm afraid about the Lakers and the Rockets.
Okay.
The Lakers can't screw around here. You got to go back and finish that series in the next game. And I'd say this is going to be way easier said than done. It always is, but the same thing to the Timberwolves.
I also think Montreal blew it.
They kind of do, too.
I think, yep.
They had that
They
team.
were up 2-0 to go up 3-1, and then they lost the other game in overtime, and they led late in that game.
Yep.
Could have been a sweep. You had them on the ropes. Could have been over at least a 3-1 commanding lead.
That has been a great series so far.
Oh, phenomenal. Yep. So Tampa $1.70 on Wednesday in Game 5. Road to the Triple Crown starts now, and if you're betting the Derby, this is the time to get dialed in. Take advantage of the Triple Crown special. Full VSiN Pro access through the Belmont Stakes on June 6th, just $14.99. You get the Kentucky Derby betting guide with predictions, past performances, and the Super from Samich that he hit last year. Access to the Oaks and Derby previews, race day coverage, and the slate of races with breakdowns all week long, and every best bet, every host, every guest, betting splits as well. It expires at the end of the week. VSiN.com/subscribe. Another strikeout, Messick.
He's got 6.
Wow.
2 outs in the third now. This kid is ridiculous, man.
Filthy.
Look how young he looks.
Yeah. Got a front porch, too. Like the Mechanics.
Looks a little like
the ball.
Bartolo Colon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Painting corners. What a story.
Again, that would be a tough delivery to locate the ball from.
Yes.
No doubt. It's got to be one of the reasons why he's off to such a great start here. Oh, that's a nice one. All right. Let's follow the money here on VSiN. We had some movement to win Rookie of the Year. We just had some movement. We'll update that and give you in-pocket plays coming up next.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're on.
All right, let's do it. Eclectic Mix will recap the weekend first. A vicious push in the Carolina game. 2-1 with 2:30 left. 2 empty net goals, and Ottawa scored as well. Tough push. Stars Wild over 5.5. First game of the series that stayed under. That's a great series as well. Colorado Kings under 6.5 winner. Bruins Sabres under 6.5. Boston scored a shorthanded goal with 30 seconds left. Also to avoid the shutout. So Buffalo by shutout was 10-1. I couldn't believe it. Shorthanded with 30 seconds. Still trying.
That is, Buffalo has outscored them 9-1 since I bet Boston to win the series when it was 1-1.
The goalie change has been phenomenal. Lions been great. But that first period, one of the best periods I've seen in 20, 30 years. Shots on goal were 19-2, and it was 4-0 Buffalo still in the first period.
Yeah.
On the road. It's on the road.
That was after the Bruins had longtime voice of the team, Jack Edwards, waved the flag. Did you see that?
I missed
The
that.
place is going nuts.
I love them, yeah.
And that's how the game starts.
In the first 3 games were cagey and nervy.
Wow.
And they explode yesterday. Vicious. Suns plus 10. SGA got me. Lost by 12. 15 of 18 shooting. Magic plus the point Saturday winner. Soccer, Luton Town, MK Dons parlay winner. Utah Mammoth Friday game 3 winner. Knicks Hawks over 5.5 games winner. See if the Knicks can close them out in 6. Shepherd most threes in the series. It'll be a fun sweat. Sengun most rebounds. Mitchell most threes. Short favorite now. You can grade the Durant a loser. Maybe he doesn't play another game in a Houston uniform. Man City to win the Prem. $1.10 now. Arsenal won, but it was only by 1 goal. This could be decided on goal differential. Tottenham to stay up. Their first win of the year against Wolverhampton. 1-0. But West Ham won as well. Bruins plus a game and a half. In trouble. And Bruins to win the series. See how Buffalo can close them out tomorrow. This is a FOMO bet. You will hate yourself if this comes in. Denver to win the West, 16-1. Can Joker and Murray figure it out? Magic to win the East, 35-1. Again, the breakdown here is simple. Not a typical 1 against an 8. Orlando had 6-1 odds after the Bane trade to win the East. They had a higher win total, and they think they're the better team right now. And everything that's said about Detroit, the 20-1 long shot to be the 1 seed. No shooting, no help for Cade. Duran's been awful. Suns plus 11.5 tonight. Raptors plus 9.5 Wednesday. Sixers plus 11.5 tomorrow. Ducks plus 145 to take out and eliminate the Oilers, who are playing zero defense. And these are pending. Tampa to win the series and Utah to win the series. I think Vegas loses tonight as well. And it's going to be fun Saturday, the last day of the season for the lower leagues. And Meatman will be on later in the week. And hopefully Nigel. Speaking of Nigel, back to, remember, he was all over MK Dons. They win the league Saturday if they beat Fleetwood. They're $1.10. They've already been promoted. They win League 2 if they win Saturday. And a parlay, League 1 tomorrow. This is crazy in the lower leagues. League 1, Stockport County, parlay to Millwall in the Championship League Saturday. League 1, top 2 are promoted. 3 through 6 make the playoffs. 4 through 8 right now on the tables, a Hounds breakfast. And in the championship, top 2 teams promoted. 3 through 6 make the playoffs. It is very tight between 3 through 9. Hounds breakfast. But Stockport County should win and Millwall should win, so they guarantee them a spot in the playoffs. Good luck.
All right, Paulie, back at you. All right, Jags to draft a running back with their first pick. And I was live with a couple of different players there. They went tight end. Disappointed in that one.
Yeah.
Reed Shepard did go over 2.5, made threes. On Friday night, that was plus 158. The Grimes, he didn't do anything in that game.
Yeah, that was weird.
Against the Celtics.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. Drummond didn't go over the rebounds.
He got hurt.
But the Lakers came in at plus 6.5.
Yeah. A lot of people said horrible idea to bring Embiid back. when you were playing well.
Okay.
If Tatum doesn't make that three, they might lose the game. And Embiid, they were outscored by 25 points when he was on the floor.
Yeah, I don't
It's just he hadn't played in forever.
Yep. Some pending here. Sinner to win the French plus 150. The Pirates and the Braves we're absolutely live with the Braves to have the most wins in April at 18-1. They're tied with the Padres right now. Cat most points in the series. Kata most rebounds. Bruins to win. Yuck. That's no good. That might be all the pending here. I did make a couple of bets late last night. Forgot to put them on the VSiN picks page, and the numbers moved a little bit. So I am not going to give out like numbers that have moved a lot. So there is that, and I got an update on the Rookie of the Year when you're done here.
Sports calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. All of it documented. Blogs posted publicly. SharpPlays.com. When they move, the books take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. Pulling in selections and intel from over 500 pro bettors and sources worldwide across all sports. They push the info to subscribers in real time. Respected, watched, and feared. Daily Mr. Poison tweets. Start winning with them. Give them a follow and win with SharpPlays.com. Our guy Jeff been with us since day one. SharpPlays.com. Give them a follow. They're great.
All right. For most of the day, Cooper Flagg was about minus 460 in that neighborhood to win the Rookie of the Year, which they are announcing tonight. Then, as I look before we go into the commercial break, he was down to minus 229. Then it moved to minus 218. He's now back up to like minus 291. I looked at that Google Doc. There hasn't been an update with anybody like adding
9 minutes away here.
Yep. Any Con Kneppel bets to it. So, or I should say ballots to it. So it did move a couple dollars here. But what does that mean overall in the grand scheme of things? I will remind you that maybe this is the Arvell Reese thing kind of all over again, but not. Yeah. I mean, he touched minus 1,700 or in that neighborhood on Thursday night and did not. And that was 6 minutes before they announced the pick. So maybe this is just the market's got it wrong. But we will find out because it will go one way or the other big time. Like it's going to just skyrocket all of a sudden. And that's when the Reese thing was wrong, but still, yeah.
If Flagg wins, it's the ultimate prisoner of the moment because it was a blowout when Bontemps did the straw poll with a week left in the season. And then the kid went out and had, 50 and then 40. And then Kneppel had a poor finish. But yeah, the guy, it was wild. He went from $1.30 to minus 2,500 back down. And then after Flagg went off again, I think it was against the Lakers, he became the favorite in 2 games.
You know, it's bettors, media, fans, always told not to overreact to anything. Well, who can say something to the voters then?
Like well, I like what Brian Windhorst said. The sports books don't think much of the voters in terms of also we're just going to throw out 80 games as it comes down to 2 games.
Right.
And change our mind like that when it was a blowout. 80 of the 100 said it's Kneppel.
It was a runaway. And again, that straw poll has been like on point now for several years. They don't get it wrong. They're not, a lot of the same people have votes, obviously. So yeah, it's toggling back and forth now. Flagg's going down, then coming back up, going down, then coming back up. But it no leaking yet, huh?
I'm surprised. We've always had the news before we got off the air with these awards. No leakage here. Yep. Are you surprised? Do you think Cleveland will bounce back and cover a big number Wednesday? I think Toronto's found something and figured something out, even though they couldn't make a shot.
Yeah, they only made 4 threes. That'd be my most concerning part. I don't know. Aaron Renning was on earlier and said that he's going to go around the world with the Cavaliers.
That's a big number, though. You got to win by double digits. And then you're also back in Harden.
Well, here's the thing that we know, right, about the Raptors. They're not a good three-point shooting team.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people thought the Cavaliers, like the math game, they would just kind of run them out of the series.
Right. And get them on the boards, too.
So I think, 4 that's difficult to only make that many in a game. But it's not like you can go out there and expect them to hit like 15.
Well, it happened, though. I mean, in terms of the Brian Windhorst thing, he's exactly right. If you're a good-sized favorite to win a series, here's how you blow a series. You blow a game. Cleveland did it. Knicks did it. Spurs did it. Spurs are in total control, though. Yeah. And you lose, give up home court. And that happened early on, too, at least with the Knicks. Cavs still have it, though. But what are the odds that all 4 of their key players stink on the same day? And Mitchell's 6 of 24, and Strus is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, true.
And Mobley. Come on, man. I mean, to think that people are thinking, Mobley for freak. Straight up, that'd be a good trade. And this guy, you have to deliver playoff time, man.
Of course. All right, that'll do it for us. Stay tuned. VSiN Primetime next. The Godfather, Brett Musburger, is going to be on at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, followed by Cashing Out with Dustin Sweetelson. Good luck with the bets tonight. We'll see you.